and hello. Welcome to Uniquely Inspired with who? Me, Trina. Welcome, y'all. Part 2 of our Sunday inspiration. But today, we're going to talk about this evening. We're going to be talking about what? Repeat. And that's a good thing sometimes to repeat, sometimes it's not. But if you are repeating, make sure it's something that you're repeating that's bringing you prosperity, something that's bringing you peace, something that's bringing you happiness, that's giving love, showing love, appreciation, gratitude, mercy, kindness, all those wonderful things. But first and foremost, I want to thank y'all so much for being here with me tonight. Whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching us on replay, thank y'all for giving me your time. But I'm going to open with a devotional this evening, as I did this morning. And also, that way we can get into the chat, see how everybody's Sunday evening is going. What do you have prepared for this coming week? What are you putting on replay? Okay, on repeat. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead, get ready for this devotional. And that way we can go ahead and get started. But y'all already know. I hope you already said your affirmations. If you have not said your affirmations, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to get it done, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself some love. Yes. Oh my goodness. Listen, if you didn't get to finish your affirmation in those 5 seconds or at all, if you didn't get started, it's okay. Feel it within your soul. Let it come out naturally because it's something that is a part of you, that is part of your beauty, okay? So I want you to understand it, own it, put that on repeat every day, okay? And make sure that you embrace it, keep it. It's yours to keep, okay? So let me go ahead and get into our daily devotional. And this is from the book Grace for the Moment. It's an inspirational thought for each day of the year. Okay. And so you guys tell me what you think of this one. I'm going to get down here to January the 8th as we are presented for today. Today is called The Water of the Servant. And it's not that long, so it'll go by very quickly. But yes, one moment, please. All right, so let's get to it. The water of the servant. He poured water onto the bowl and began to wash the fellow's feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. John 13:5. To place our feet in the basin of Jesus is to place the filthiest part of our lives into his hands. In the ancient East, people's feet were caked with mud and dirt. The servants of the feast saw to it that the feet were cleaned. Jesus is assuming the role of the servant. He will wash the grips part of your life. If you let him, the water of the servant comes only when we confess that we are dirty. Only when we confess that we are caked with filth, that we have walked forbidden trails and followed the wrong paths. We will never be cleansed until we confess we are dirty. We will never be pure until we admit we are filthy. And we are never able to wash the feet of those who hurt us until we allow Jesus, the one we have hurt, to wash ours. Amen. Y'all, that is so beautiful. And let me tell y'all, I really believe this. I love how it's put out for it to be easily understood. You know, we can't, we got to be able to learn how to forgive, right? If we want God to cleanse us, we got to be willing to cleanse ourselves of others, right? And so don't be afraid to do so. Put some of your things on your life on repeat. And if it's working, it's working. But don't ever think, at any time, if it stopped working, that it has anything to do with you. It just may mean that you are ready for another great growth opportunity. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the chat. So ready to see how you wonderful, beautiful souls are doing. Hello, Marcia. Welcome, welcome. How are you? So glad to have you here this Sunday evening. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Any good things happen for you on Saturday? Did you just sit back, relax, chill out? You got some housework done? What did it in detail for you? I'm so glad to have you as always, Marcia. Thank you. She says, hey, Trina, living the best life right now. Amen. Amen. I know that's right. All right. She kicks in with her affirmation. She says, dear God, your voice is everywhere and everything. Yes. Help me to listen carefully and respond faithfully to your voice. Amen. Woo! Yes, Marcia. Yes. I love it. That just gives you a piece of just a sense of peace. Y'all, go through Marcia's affirmation. Marcia, thank you so much. That's beautiful. That gives you just a sense of peace. Like seriously. Like I don't know if it's like I just hear this calmness because today a lot of calmness, And so I love that, Marcia. Thank you so much. Woo! For sharing that with us. Kiba, how are you doing on this fabulous Sunday, girl? Welcome. So happy to have you as always. How was your week? What was you doing on your Saturday? Great Sunday, right? I love how you came in here with that affirmation, girl. Well, let's get to it. I'm so glad to have you. Thank you so much for being here. She says, be your best. I place my head on God's chest on this Sunday. Woo! We all believe what God tells us, that a beautiful way to end this day. Amen. Amen. I felt like something was going upside my head, y'all. But anyways, yes, Kiba, I love that. I absolutely love that. Guys, I love the fact that y'all come in here just so smooth sailing and so I love it. I love it because you know what? I read these affirmations and if they're new to me and I get that sense of great feeling from it. And that's the whole thing, to come in here, feel good, feel motivated, get empowered, get inspired. You know what I mean? And I love reading y'all's affirmations because they're absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And they're so guided and so gifted. You know what I mean? Y'all are giving a gift each time that you share something through this chat. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much for sharing that affirmation. Keep it, own it, because it's yours to keep, and I love it. Yes. Wasn't that nice, Marcia? Yes. Marcia says, hey, Miss Trina, looking great this evening. Sorry we missed you this morning. We shopped in the city this morning. Awesome. It's okay. It's okay. It's life. But guess what? How did the shopping go? You get everything that you needed, some of the things you wanted. How did it go? Nothing like a Sunday shop, right? But yes, I'm glad y'all was able to make it back safely. Right? Oh my goodness. Awesome. Marcia says, who is the author of that book, Trina? Love the washing of the feet. Kiba and I had the experience back in 2018 at a local church. This one is by Mark Lucado. Mark Lucado. That's the name of it. Grace for the Moment. Sorry, my nails ain't manicured or nothing, but Grace for the Moment by Mark Lucado. Yeah, and it's an inspirational thought for each day of the year. And I have this one, of course, and then I have that one, The God's Calling, that I always tell you guys about. That's the one I read out of this morning, and on Sunday, on this morning I read out of it, and then on Friday I read out of it. But yeah, so that's the first time I read out of that one, Marsha. But I do like that one as well. But I'll send you the name as well if you need it. So yes. Hey, Ro, how are you? Welcome, girl. Haven't seen you in a minute. I'm so glad that you're here with us. How you been? How have you been? Yes. I know you probably coming in. How was your weekend? How was your Christmas vacay? Y'all go back to school already? I'm so glad to have you, as always. Kiba says, repeat, redo. Jesus done a lot for you. Live to do your best. Oh, yes, Kiba. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. Yes. I love that. Repeat, redo. Jesus done a lot for you. Live to do your best. Yes. Thank you, Kiba. Rose says, let the players play, let the haters hate, and let karma handle their faith. Yes, okay? I love that, Ro. I love that. Because you know what? That's what happens. You know, and the funniest thing is, I don't like wishing bad on nobody. Okay? But we all know that when something, whether it's good or bad, it comes around, right? Karma, good or bad. But I always like to see good karma come back around, right? So that's why if we get in tune with ourselves and feed it out to others, it's so much easier. It's a karma. It comes back to you. But yes, I love that. Thank you so much. That is hot. Love it. Love it. Marcia says, Trina, calmness is a great way to start 2023. Yes. Yes. And you know what, Marsha, I've had so much good calmness. Like, it's been beautiful. And I was like, man, they probably gonna be wondering, like, why haven't she been like all hyped up? It's like, I've been so calm. And that's why I was like, you know what, guys, like, I feel energy, I feel it, but it's just, I have that calmness, and so I love it. I love it, and I'm embracing it. Thank you so much, Marsha. Yes. Yes, yes, Kiva. Yes, you got it, girl. Marsha says, Trina, washing off the feet was so humble of Jesus to do that. This showed his followers that he taught them a lot, that he thought a lot of them. Yes, and yet he walked around cleaning feet, and we just feel like it's just so hard to open a door or hold a door for someone. You know what I mean? It's like you can almost put it in the same aspect. It's just somebody's doing a different job, right? Holding the door for someone, washing somebody's feet off, doing somebody's laundry, maybe picking up someone's kids. It's humanity, right? And so, like you said, Marsha, this was to show the followers that he thought of a lot of them. Like, guys, don't think because y'all see me do these magnificent things, that I think less of you guys because you guys aren't able to do it. But the great thing was, Marsha, is that's why I'm like, we cannot sit here to judge yay, and we cannot sit here to judge nay, right? So I love it, Marsha, and you're right about that. Thank you so much for sharing. And that's another reason I'm so glad that you brought up the devotional reading, is because it gives us something that we can actually speak on, talk about, that comes out in a very, very positive way. And we get to embrace it, enjoy it, and kind of see where we stand, at moments of time, and going through some of these devotionals to see how it's being expressed. And if we were to put ourselves in those shoes, how are we following those footsteps? Love it. She says, I go back tomorrow. I don't want to be at that school because they starting to do too much. Uh-oh. Well, you know what, Ro? I just want you to be safe, and as Amy always do, praying for you guys' protection, and making sure that you guys are safe. And so just stay where you know that there is no reason for nobody to, bother or interrupt you, in any type of way. There's so much going on all over the place. The school systems have definitely changed a lot since the whole pandemic, and so some of the things that they no longer allow. Some of the things that they used to, that they used to not allow, they now allow. So, and it's just been, some teachers are teaching some students from home, some teaching parents, or, teachers are teaching home students and school children. So it's gotten difficult on their end. Then, the far as like their school districts policies and standards and all that, it has, like, I can say, to me, it hasn't strickened up, it has actually loosened up. And I think when it comes to the education, it's now only about, and it's been like that for a while, of what do they need to learn to get them out, because that's all we really care about, is getting them out, right? So a lot of the times we just gotta sit back, but do what you know is right. And if there's things that you feel like you're missing in your education, even if you're the only one, step up, say something, because just like you might be missing something, there may be other individual students who may be missing something that they found as a need as well. Okay. And that's for any student out there. Marcia says, Trina, Max Lucado is one of my favorite authors. And yes, I have that book, looking at it now. Wow, Marcia. So that means, great. That means we can even pick some things out of it that we can read on and discuss. Yes, that would be so grand, fantastic. What do you think about that? So anybody that don't have the book and y'all want to pick it up, hey, that would be great. More the merrier, right? But yes, oh my god, I wish there was a way that I can do like a little slideshow on here. So when I'm reading it, you guys can see, or people that don't have a book, they can follow. But I'm sure there is probably some way, but I don't know how to do all that. But I might can look into doing it. But Marcia, I think that would be a great idea. What do you think about that? Just, hey, going into the book and just reading and discussing some of the things, how you felt about it, how I felt about it, and giving everybody else the opportunity to make, their statements and comments on it as well inside the chat once it has been read or stated. I think that would be a great little idea, right? Yes. What do you mean treating y'all like prisoners? And then they barely teach you. Yeah. So you just kind of feel like you're going to school and just having babysitters, kind of. Marcia says, sweet lady, the 10th. She goes, I want you to say a beloved prayer, cover over yourself, and ask your angels to guard you. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Marcia, for those words of encouragement and kindness. And it's just, the school systems are, like I said, they've changed so much. And it's kind of sad, because in a way it's like, we know that our students are losing so much educational trainings that we actually got to get, through life, And I think one of them was like, when I heard no more cursive writing, I don't know. I mean, I know writing, we all want to understand everybody's writing. It's very important, because a lot of the times, the majority of what we do nowadays is reading. So we want to make sure kids are reading and writing. But, it's now all just standard, writing, no cursive, but of course they have these different things that they have now, calligraphy writing and all that kind of stuff. But, but It's just the point of so many things being taken out. But what I want to tell you guys today is repeat. Repeat the good things that you find and favor in your life. Repeat them because you can be inspiring. Okay. When we repeat good cycles in our lives, it becomes a habit, right? It becomes something that we find that is no longer, a routine. It becomes a habit. Well, a habit becoming routinely, right? But it's like we don't have to think about it, right? It's just we just move and it just automatically. So when we repeat all these things, to me, I find it very important that we stay on top of those great things, because if we start repeating certain things and then we like, oh yay, it's like almost being on a diet. Don't tell yourself that you're gonna do a diet because it sounds bad. Say, I want to make some life-changing decisions. Tell yourself that I want to make life-changing decisions, because when we go in there and we start using these diets and all these other things, then it just starts falling off track. And it'll fall off track a lot quicker than saying life changes. Because when you think about it, great example from personal experience, you tell yourself, I'm going on a diet. And you start that diet, you doing all good and like, woo, yes, yes. And you just feel like I've taken this out of my diet, I've done this, and I'm feeling this type of way about my diet. I've lost 12 pounds, and right. So, and you're going through that motion, right? And you have that on replay. But guess what? If you tell on repeat, but if you tell yourself, instead of on repeat, I'm making, I'm on a diet on repeat, try, I am making a life change, because there will be some time in your life that you're going to be on this new journey and you're going to say, oh, everything's going good. And then you have that dip and it's like, oh, I messed up. But when you know that you're on a life's journey to do better, whatever it is that you want to make successful, it's okay to fail, because you're learning to do something better to replace where you fallen, right? So don't look at it as just a diet. Look at it as a life change, because we all know that life changes have a bump in the road, and it's less chance that you would get disappointed. It says with a life change, if I start to do it now and I fail tomorrow, I can always back up tomorrow, right? Or I can pick up the next day. Same as a diet, but you'll be a little bit more tricked. If you say I'm going on a diet, you're like, oh, I messed up. I might as well just throw it all out the window, because you feel like you have now what? Fell in the course. And you haven't fell in the course. It's just knowing that our lives happen in those type of ways. There's always going to be a distraction, and no matter what we do. So even sometimes when we say, well, I'm just going to wait to this certain time, there is no perfect time. There is no perfect time. So just do it. You know what I mean? And just know that if you're going to have changes, right? Make sure you're going to have in your mind, not what nobody else is thinking or saying or working for you. In your mind, you're going to ask yourself, is this going to be a short-term goal, or is this going to be a life-term goal? Okay. So make up your mind on what you want to repeat, and keep, and if it calls for change, change it, because the world's not going to stay the same. But as long as it's working for you, rather if it's 15 years from now, if it's still working for you, keep using it. Okay. You don't have to change because somebody else is changing it because it's not working for them. Just keep going. And when it gets ready to change for you, you'll know when it's time for things to change for you. Okay. Marcia says, sweet lady, the 10. I want to say a benefit prayer covered over yourself and ask. Yes, yes. Marcia says that is great, but another favorite of mine is Sarah Young. She does Jesus Always, Jesus Calling, and her new book, Jesus Listen. You know what? I think I've heard of the Jesus Listen. Her name sounds familiar, but the book, Jesus Listen, that sounds so familiar. I'm gonna have to look her up. Is it something like in the form of these, Marcia? Or do they go a little bit in depth or, you know? Marcia says, I do not do diets. They make me mad. Girl, I'm telling you, it's so much easier just to say, I'm going to take some time off on eating certain things, or I want to limit myself. Because I think when we just take things just out of sometimes it works better. Now, some people, it does work better for them to just stop cold turkey, right? Or make a quick change. But some people have to what? They got to get themselves prepared for the change. And, but yeah, I'm like you. I don't want to say the words diet. I want to say I'm just doing something different for the time being. You know what I mean? Even if you know that, because everything doesn't require a lifetime change. Some things just require you to repeat them a few times, and that's what it is, right? Okay. And I like that. If it's more in depth, that's fine. I like that. And this is going to be actually, these books are some years, they're some years old, put it like that. But, and I haven't gotten, any that those were my mother's, and I haven't gotten any, any new ones or anything like that, because I'm so, into reading those. But it's funny because one of the ladies that gave my mom one of these books as a gift, she sent me this one book. So I'm really, after my sister passed away. So I'm really interested to get into that one and see what, it's saying. And it's not dated on, specific, it's not daily dated, a devotional, but it is a devotional that you can read. So I'm really excited. So yeah, so put all of your wonderful, loving, great things about yourself, repeat daily. Start something new, at least once a month. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be so busy. Those things don't have to last every month to month. You start something and you put it up, and you start something else and you finish it and you put it up. And it's just when you are able. And I'm starting to learn this, okay? And I know some people are like, well, I already know that. But what I'm saying is, for me, because I was one of those procrastinators, but I've noticed when I say, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to need this amount of time, because I know myself, I'm going to need this amount of time to do this. And I'm only going to do this for this amount of time, right? So if I say I, want to do this, I want to repeat eating an apple a day, right? I might tell myself, oh, I want to eat an apple once a day for the next 3 weeks. Well, who knows? That may become part of a habit of mine, which consists of a what? Healthy habit, right? To have that one apple a day. Right. And that's just taken, for instance, you guys can do whatever you want to put on on repeat. But the point about it is gaining something positive out of it, and what if you are ready to remove something from your life? You don't have to just take it away overnight. Say, I'm going to level off on this. It's like, like when doctors give you medicine, they say you cannot just stop taking your medication. You got to level off your medications, right? So the same thing when you're working on something and you're trying to say, well, I want to stop drinking, or I want to stop smoking, or I want to stop, waking up past 7, you have to start putting your body into repeat mode. You have to continually continuously do it, and then your body becomes habit. But that's another way when I feel like people can decide if you're really serious about something. I think when you are able to pick it up and it becomes natural and just as part of a natural instinct in your life because of repeat mode, then it was something that you needed probably. I'm not a doctor or therapist, so, but what I'm saying is put it on repeat, see how it works. If you know that it's working well and you say, I've done this for 20 years and it has been one of the best things, and you know that it's a good, keep doing it, because now you've done it for so long. Now, if you've been doing it for 20 years and you're starting to realize like, this repeat method ain't working no more, I might have to do it a little bit different. It's not saying that you can't do it at all. You just got to find a different way of doing it, right? So, or changing it up with different spice or something. I don't know. But yes, so it's all about putting it the right, repeating the right things. Yes, Marcia, I love that. Put it on your vision board, and that way you can see them every single day. And you know what, guys? I'm so glad that I was able to hang this and have this here, because every time I'm in this area, I can definitely, it reminds me a lot. And I'm in this area all the time. Be bold, be brave, be you. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. I can, I will. You know what I mean? Dream big, work hard. So that becomes part of just a repeat. It's a repeat. So I look at that and I'm like, these are the things that I want to do. This is part of what, things that I want to encourage myself. I want to encourage others. And when you put it on repeat and you work with those items one by one, daily, and you take it in on a personal level and how you can work with it and how you can express it and share it with other people, it is marvelous. I love it. Thank you so much, Marcia. When I get my house, girl, I'm gonna have a wall just full of, I really want a creative art wall. So that way when people come and visit, like I know you're like, people like write on your walls. Well, I want to have an inspirational wall, a wall to where people can just come in and leave nice messages. And it just might be like a chalkboard, but a huge one, and just to help inspire people, if you're sitting, even if you're just sitting at home and you want to just write something, because a lot of times when you write it, it focuses so much here. Because we can say it, but sometimes for me, I've noticed like when I write things out, I get more of a feeling from it, especially when I'm trying to release certain things. You know what I mean? So yes, but thank you, Marcia. I'm glad that you like it. So I know I need to add some more up there. So, I'm gonna be working on getting some more of those little things, because it does. It helps you, it helps motivate you. It gives you like that moment when you're in a certain mood or something, or you just feel like life is defeating you and you kind of just look over there and you're like, nah, you know. And so that's why it's good to just put things on repeat in your life. And it's okay, because like I said, some people will say, I'm not changing, especially a lot of seasoned people say, I'm not changing anything. This has been working for me for 20, 30 years, and we got to respect that, because it might really still be working for them. And just because it's not working for us, we just got to we're working on a new way of doing things. But, some things get played out, but then some things will last a long time. That's why you have some of those home remedies, right? That we do, and it's like, man, that stuff still work. That's why they call it a home remedy, and that's why they tell us it's a gift from your aunt sisters, right? From your aunt sisters. So yeah, so just know that it's okay to have things on repeat in your life. Just make sure that they're positive, they're vibrations, and it's something that is going to be a great growth from the spirit through the outside. Okay. But guys, I want to thank y'all so much for joining me here tonight on Uniquely Inspired. I am going to actually get ready to get off here tonight, but I will be back on tomorrow. And it just seems like my shows are just like 30, 45 minutes. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, I was not just fibbing with you guys when I told y'all that I have some stuff coming up for January. So y'all, we float and just be patient. But yeah, so I'm just so thankful that you guys got with me tonight. If you've missed it, it's okay. Watch it on replay. But I want to thank y'all so much. And I hope and pray that everybody has a wonderful rest of your evening. Have a great week coming ahead. I will be back on here tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Central Time, uniquely inspired with who? Me, Trina. And y'all know I cannot let you go until I tell y'all what and remind you, and y'all better own it. Like and love yourself first. Good night.